Ladies and gentlemen, it's auto-focused already. Like, what is going on? Today has been absolutely rubbish. I've done it again. I straight up left work, left my keys. I went all the way home. Hence why, look, I look tired. You can see it in my eyes. I got these like pandery looking things going on. I'm shattered. This is later than I usually do a video. And it's the same thing, actually, to what happened when I did that last Starbase video. So funnily enough, I was on the bus, waiting, and I was like, I wonder if Starbase has got any new stuff out. And it was like some weird, like, history time warp thing. They actually have a 15-minute footage release of some PvP. So we're going to check out that, and that should be good. So like straight away, this game already looks amazing. You can see it, like we saw like the trailer thing. One of my main points was, is it gonna kind of look like the actual trailer? A lot of games nowadays, the dress up the trailers still look amazing. And then when they come out, they look nothing like it. So just to see some kind of in-game footage of the game actually, looking like it's meant to, it's always a good sign. You don't know what computer this is running on though. This could be running on the beefiest machine ever. That's always hesitant, but right, one thing I have noticed is that the render distance is sick, right, and that's not something you're seeing a lot. Like space engineers, these other space games, what they usually do is when your base or whatever is in a distance, they generally like render it as part of the background, and you can see this on like a bunch of other games. They kind of like filter it out, whereas in this you can actually see like the base they're flying to immediately, really, really far in the distance. So, I don't know, maybe that's going to change come live, but that's a good start, right? That's a good start to a video. So, my next kind of point of this video is that the handling of the ship looks spot on. I've noticed loads of other games where the ship handling is a bit weird, where it just feels a bit clunky or too smooth. Everything seems really smooth. It seems retrospective to the size of the ship, you know what I mean? You expect a small little light craft to be a bit nimble, kind of give you that Star Wars sort of feel, and that's what you get. And there's a really good point in this, cinematic where he flies past like a guy who's been like, his ship's destroyed, or he's sort of repairing it, and you see him fly past. That's really good because it kind of insinuates you can see players in spaceships at the same time. It just is proving these little points that those sort of combat mechanics are happening. And then it starts to kick off. You start to see a couple of lasers. I like the gun handling. Everything seems pretty nice. One of my main questions throughout this entire thing was, where's the big ships? You know what I mean? You do see a couple of bigger ships, but what I do like about the other space games is that you're able to see these huge, like dreadnought, beefy looking things with 70 cannons and 60 lasers. That's what I kind of want to see. I think both of these trailers do miss this. And it would be cool to see. I always see like lasers in a minute. I'm not seeing many rockets, but there's an ace bit where he shoots like an enemy ship. He gets it perfect. You probably see it just in a minute, and he kind of flies to the wreckage. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. If that's like combat in this game, I'm going to be proper hyped. This should be really good. Another thing you kind of noticed in this video is that it seems to be all the shooting is manual. Completely manual. It looks like the guy has to aim everything, which is completely different like most other space games that, space engineers and all this sort of thing, they have automated guns, like they have turrets, and there are like elements like you kind of have to manually fire the missiles, but then you can kind of get programmed drones to do certain things. I kind of really am interested in what's the limits of the PvP, because that's what's lacking, right, of every other space game. The PvP sucks. It's either super like overly weird where the big ships will always win because they got thousands and thousands of things. It's just not balanced. It's not balanced at all. If everything has to be manually shot, that changes the game completely, because it means you're gonna have to have multiple people manning a ship. There's no way one person will never able to fly a massive ship, because the little ones are just gonna go all around it, shoot the crap out of him, and he's never gonna be able to control all his guns in time. So that's gonna be mad. If everything is manually shot, game changer, complete game changer. And to be fair, it might even be more interesting like that. Secondly, is what I'm seeing is that there's lots of ships all over the place, right, in these battles. And if that's what we're gonna get, right, come launch, imagine it might, TKON armies out there flying the 7 seas, whatever, shooting some dudes up. and everyone's got different coloured ships that look completely different. We're going to end up hitting each other. I know full well some dude's going to shoot me in the back. My ship's going to go bursting up. It's going to be bad. What we're going to need is we're going to need a colour code. And I think that's kind of what they're hinting at in this, clip, is that they've got the blue guys versus the orange guys. We're going to need a colour coordinated team. Hopefully you can do that. Hopefully you're not joined to some faction or something stupid like that. Hopefully we can be like, right, we're TKON. We're the 2 dark blue colours. It's going to be sick, you know what I mean? If we're really going to have to nail that, and it looks like if this is the case, differentiating who you're shooting at is going to be key, because otherwise you get a misline. So we see the guy die, he gets shot up. It's kind of cool the way he dies. You can see like the enemy, he takes a few hits and then the ship blows up. And then he just kind of says, "You have died." And to me that seems a bit anticlimactic. I'd like it if you kind of saw the ship from like on some games where you die and you kind of get like a zoomed out bit of footage of whatever you're in is death, or some kind of like weird cinematic camera-y thing. And this you're just in your ship, it's like dead. You're like, okay. I don't know if that's the early access sort of like thing leaking through, but it just seemed a bit weird way to like, oh, you're dead, respawn. I don't know, it's kind of the way Minecraft does it, I guess. So maybe that is it, but odd, I guess. Even they do like a weird overlay, come think of it. Anyway, so he respawns in the space station. And to be fair, it's cool because we get to see a bit of the space station. Space station does look pretty damn slick. It does look a bit plain, to be honest. I don't know, maybe this is the sort of thing that's not in their game. Again, early access sort of thing. The space stations do look like a building that's not been constructed, right? You go to like a construction site, there's just metal beams all over the place. That's kind of what it looks like. Does look kind of cool in its own little way, but it'd be nice if we can decorate a bit more. I don't know, there's like seats, there's some kind of plants or furniture thing. I don't know, maybe that'll ruin the aesthetic, but it just seemed a bit plain. I don't know, is that going to be weird? We saw it on the trailer, like those shops, and that guy had like a cool like logo thing on it. I'd like to see more of that. Like, what's the customization can we actually do to our bases? Because if we are going to have bases, right, I want to have a cool TKON one, right? A big citadel with like, I don't know, evil looking things going out of it. I want to know that sort of level of customization. But one sort of thing that I read upon is that once you buy or you create a design, you can like pre-purchase it, right? So that's cool. So imagine if we build a really nice spaceship, the space bus or something, right? We can save the schematic, and then that's going to charge us like a parts list, I'm presuming. And then we go, oh, buy one of them, and that's kind of cool because then we can have like our fleet signature ship, you know what I mean? And maybe we're gonna like, somebody comes up with a better idea, version 1, version 2, version 3, tweak it, or maybe as a community, we save up loads of money through destroying other people, and then we're like, oh, we're gonna buy a fleet, or we're gonna buy a dreadnought. That'd be kind of cool, you know what I mean? So some kind of like weird, it could tie into the economy quite well, is what I'm thinking. Is that not everybody has to spend, because not everyone is gonna like making a ship. And by the looks of it, he gets into the ship, right, and it looks super finicky, right? And you've seen the construction. It looks like there's little bits all over the place. He kind of picks up this laptop screen and twirls it around. And I'm not quite sure what's going on, but it looks like there's a load of weird, like, intricate parts. And not everyone's going to want that. I can see it immediately. Not everyone's going to be interested in that sort of thing. So to just kind of be able to like, here's a cool ship, I'm going to buy that. Or actually, that was crap. Jeff from accounting has built this ship, and that's actually really good. Or maybe we could do some couple of YouTube videos on this ship design, and we could put it on the market, and you guys could buy it, and you know what I mean? We could test them out in a weird little thing. I like that functionality. But like I said, the ships do look a bit too intricate. You know what I mean? Maybe spaceship design is gonna be a real pain in the ass. It does look a bit fiddly. It looks amazing, but at the same time, I could think, is it really gonna take me a whole week to design a new ship? Could be a cool thing, could be a bad thing. I don't know. It's probably one of these things that we're gonna have to just kind of play with and see how it goes. So skipping off some kind of raw rubbish bits, they kind of look at the interface and stuff, and yeah, it looks alright, but there's not much to talk about there. It looks like an interface, seems alright. It's going to be really hard to tell if it's actually good or not until you're playing it. A lot of these things in interface can look a bit, just like an interface from a video, so there you go. But skipping over all that rubbish, he kind of looks like he flies over into the battle and meets up with one of his teammates. It'd be really kind of interesting to know how we differentiate our characters. Can we put like robotic stickers on to identify our rank or something like that? I want to know about character customization. Can I make my robot arms look different? Can I put a different type head on? You know what I mean? All these things are just going to be interesting, just to kind of add that flair. Especially if you've got like, if I'm going to be the leader, I want to look slightly different. You know what I mean? Maybe put your badges on and stuff like that. But nonetheless, it looks like he actually goes into a bigger ship. So this is what we're talking about, bigger ship. It looks slightly bigger. It's definitely not like a mini like TIE fighter-y sort of thing, but definitely, you know, more of an actual ship you walk around in. And you can see all the damage where it's taking shots. I love that. One of my best parts of this game have got to be like the voxel sort of like damagey things. You can tell like the ship's actually taking hits. It looks beautiful. It looks really cool. It looks like it's been battle worn, you know what I mean? And you actually do see a bit of a cannon sort of thing on top. Not sure how that fires, not sure how that interacts, but it does look like a weapon on top, and it looks bigger. Obviously, right, maybe the smaller ship hit it, but it looks big. It looks big. Like, it looks like it goes all the way over the top. Could be a big cannon. I don't know. Maybe that's a interesting way to look at new weapons in the game. But he sees another player, and that's what gets me kind of thinking about, you know, talking about skin and characteristics and stuff like that. One thing I'd like to know is in-game voice would be amazing if you could just press V. And obviously it's an MMO, so you can get loads of people. Maybe they do it like Rust, where you can only hear people in a certain range, or you can turn it off or something like that. But it'd be really cool to hear just like random people in the ship, or if you fly past someone, you can really hear them like talking and stuff like that. I'd like that. It's a cool little bit of functionality. Obviously not everyone's going to be in your Discord. It'd be a cool way to maybe recruit people and get them involved in communities. Be like, hey, you, join our team. Oh, do you need some help, mate? You know what I mean? You see a guy, he's in your kind of like team, but he's damaged. You can kind of like yell at him, rather than just like bobbing up and down, which you kind of see on the, you know, in the game, and you kind of see what you see in Minecraft and stuff like that. But I don't know, there isn't too much to this scene apart from they walk around the ship and the damage looks amazing. Nonetheless, I think that's kind of most of it of the game. It does though, the game looks amazing. Like I said, it looks flipping brilliant. If you've not checked out the first video, look at the, you know, the announcement trailer. Go check out that. If you're interested in the game, join our Discord, leave us a sub, leave us a like. I think I'm going to be covering a lot of the footage about this game just because I'm really invested at this point. It looks amazing. And if you like the other sort of thing we do, you know, again, leave a sub. I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye!